Right, welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to run you through how I tie up my withy pool rig. It's my favourite pop-up rig. I pretty much use it all the time over many different lake beds, and it just ensures that you've got perfect presentation when you've got a bit of low-lying weed and chod, and it kicks nicely away from the lead as well. So yeah, I'm going to run you through how I tie it and the different components I use, and also right near the end of the video I'm going to give you some of my edges for using this rig, and also show you my exploding PVA trick, which helps give really good presentation with a little scatter of boilies around the hook bait. So make sure you watch to the end to see that, and stay tuned for the rig tying section coming up. So welcome to my channel. If you're new here and you like carp fishing videos, maybe consider subscribing. I've got lots coming up in the next few months on my channel. I generally do diary pieces of my fishing sessions, but also in between that I'll do rig tying such as this one, and hints and tips along the way to help you put more fish on the bank. So if you like carp fishing and you want to pick up some tips along the way, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, and yeah, keep watching for future videos. So I'm going to run you through how to tie a withy pool rig now, as I said earlier, and also, as I said earlier, make sure you watch till the end because I'm going to show you my exploding PVA trick, which gives really good presentation, and also there'll be some underwater footage of how that works. So yeah, you'll want to see that. So I'm going to take you down here onto the bucket now, and I'll run you through the components that you need first of all, and then we'll get into tying the rig. Right, as I said, here's the components that you'll need for this rig. I guess we'll start with the bait. Obviously you'll need a pop-up of your choice, so I've got the Richworth white S-Core pop-ups here, which I've had so many fish on. Yeah, I don't see the need to change when I've been doing so well on those, so that's my pop-up of choice. Perhaps leave a comment in the description below, tell me what your pop-up of choice is. I'm always interested to hear what other people are using, and also let me know what your favourite pop-up rig is. Mine's obviously the withy pool rig, hence why I'm doing the video, but I'm always willing to try different things, so if anyone's got a pop-up rig they want to share with us, leave a comment down below. Okay, so obviously, like I said, a pop-up. You'll need a hook. Here I've got angling iron size 6 curve shank. It's important to use a curve shank with this because you're going to be creating a curve with the shrink tube anyway, and so the curve shank hook just helps you sort of continue that curve, and it makes like a nice C shape which locks around the bottom lip of the fish. So size 6 curve shank hook. Got some shrink tube in, obviously, to make your curved kicker. I've got some shank stops here, and oval ring screws which are for your bait, so that goes on the shank of the hook and the bait screws onto it. Also I've got some semi-stiff coated braid material there, that's in £20. I've got some AB shot which balances these pop-ups really well. I used to use a BB shot, and they've recently improved the pop-up mix on them, and now they're so buoyant I needed to go up a size to the AB shot, which are actually quite hard to find, but managed to get some in the end. So yeah, that's perfect for those. And then a little bit of putty just for the middle of the rig, which helps it to lie flat and also helps it to kick away from the lead when it drops down through the water. So that's the components you need. Let's get into tying the rig. Now some of these components, the angling iron ones, aren't available in shops, so I'll leave a link to their website below where you can mail order these. They really are good. Just sort of started using them again after a couple of years of using some different bits, and their range has really expanded, and actually I found I could get most things I needed for my rig from their website, so yeah, it's worth checking out. I'll put the link below, like I said. So the first thing we want to do is you take your your semi-stiff coated braid, and you want to take off the spool about 12 inches of that, and chop that off. Next job is you want to strip back around about 3 inches of the coating just with your nails there, so you just pinch it and pull it back like that. Okay, and that leaves this nice supple end where it's kind of coated everywhere else. Gives you that bit of flexibility to help the hook turn and also to tie your knot with. So we want to do a knotless knot now, so you get your hook in one hand, your braid in the other hand, and you come in from the point side of the eye, up through the eye there. Give yourself a little bit of this uncoated braid to do your knot, and you want to go around the shank of the hook 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then from the back of the hook, so going through, and then from the back, you go through the eye there and pull that through to form your knotless knot. So that's that bit, nice and simple, and you want to trim that off with a pair of scissors, just the tag end, to leave your hook there. Right guys, next you want to take one of the oval bait screws, which is there, and I hope you can see this, it's really tiny, but just here is one of the shank stops, and you're going to slide that onto the hook and put the shank stop on to stop it coming off. So I'll show you how to do that now. So we've got our hook here, and with the oval ring on that screw, you want to put that through onto the hook, and then with your little shank stop, it should have a little hole up the middle of it, and you want to, it's a bit fiddly this because it's so small, but you want to just put that on your hook like that, with the thinner end, I don't know if you can see that, the thinner end of it towards the point, and you push that around onto the hook until it is opposite the barb. Now what I like about these particular ones is that because they're sort of tapered, the oval ring can kind of sit up onto it, and it's just neater, and it gives it a good position to sit, and then when the fish blows it out, that can slide down the hook that way, so it gives you that bit of movement there. Right, so the next step, you want to take a stick of shrink tubing out of the packet and cut it in half. So what I do is I fold it in half first to find halfway, and that way you get 2 rigs out of one stick, and they're both the same height. So yeah, just cut that in half, and then that goes onto the hook link material, thread it on the end there and down towards the hook. There we go, and it wants to go to about there, and that'll be ready for steaming in a minute. So we'll get the kettle on and we'll get that steamed. So as you can see here, I've just steamed that shrink tube into a nice C shape there. So what I tried to do is follow the natural curve of the hook shank, and it's literally only about an inch and a half off the bottom really once it's done. So it's not really a blatant high pop-up rig, it's actually quite low, and I'll show you towards the end how I can make this turn probably faster than a Ronnie rig or something like that. I think swivels don't turn as fast as people think, and this rig actually turns very well once you have a little tweak of it, so I'll show you that at the end. But all that's left to do now on this very simple rig is add your AB split shot to the break in the coating there, and another piece of putty further up the line just to help it sink down, and to tie a figure of 8 loop knot at the other end. So let's do that now. So we're going to put the split shot on, probably 5 to 7 mil from the end of your tube in there. I hope you can see that. So you've got a little gap this side of it and a little gap on the hook side of it. That just helps give it extra movement. It means that the fish can suck it in from any angle when it approaches it. So I'm just going to bite that on the line. So that shot's on the line there now. Next you want a small piece of rig putty, only, you know, about the size of maybe a BB shot or something like that, and you put that about 5-6 inches away from your split shot there. So that's on the line there, and then we're going to tie a figure of 8 knot, a loop knot at the end, which attaches to your quick link. Right, so for my figure of 8 loop knot to finish this rig, I'm actually going to make it quite long, perhaps about 3 inches. That just adds a bit of a stiff boom section to that end of the rig, so that it kicks it away from the lead, both in flight and when the rig lands on the lake bed as well. It helps push it away from the lead, so that the fish comes in contact with the lead a bit quicker when it picks up the bait. So to tie the overhand figure of 8 loop knot, you simply fold the line over like that to form a loop, and then pinch it together with both hands, and then little twist as you make a loop here, and then that loop you want to give that a twist, which kind of wraps this bit around this loop, if you see what I mean, and simply put that bit through there. So before I tighten this up, you can see there how that's formed kind of a figure of 8. It's just a bit stronger than a standard overhand knot, and also it sits a bit straighter as well, so you get good presentation. So just wet that down, a bit of saliva, and then pull it tight, and then make sure you pull it nice and tight so the material can sort of bite into itself a little bit, and it gives you a good strong knot. And then just trim off the tag end there, and then usually what I do before I cast that out is give it a good steam to make the hook link material nice and straight as well, and then simply screw on a pop-up onto that bait screw, and away you go, really. Simple as that. It's not a difficult rig to tie, and actually if you get going you can tie up a few of these really quickly, and you know, you can make a load up in one go. So there it is, ready to go. Now stay tuned guys, because I'm going to run you through my exploding PVA bag trick and try and show you underwater footage of how that presents itself on the bottom, and gives you lovely presentation with a little scatter of boilies around your hook bait, which is ideal for casting to show and fish. Really good winter tactic to just have, you know, your hook bait with a couple of freebies, and you can get your extra bites, but also you can fish it over a big bed of bait, you know. So yeah, stay tuned to see that, and right at the end of the video I'll just give you a couple of little tweaks that I do just to make sure that this rig is absolutely working at 100% effectiveness. So I'll see you in a minute with the exploding PVA bag trick. Right guys, so we've got the wheelie pool rig that I've just tied here. And what I'm going to show you now is the exploding PVA bag trick, which helps you present 3 freebies around your bait, but not in a clump like you'd get with a stringer. It actually spreads them out a little bit. So what you do is you get your boilie funnel web or a PVA of your choice, and you put 3 baits into it. I've got 2 different sizes here, a 20mm S-core and 2 15mm S-core. Now you could probably do 3 baits all the same size, but I like to have mixed size baits for my freebies. Just keeps the fish guessing. So also in this PVA bag I'm going to have mixed sizes. So I'll go 15mm first, then the 20 and then the 15. Okay, into there. Push those out. Now what you want to do here is put them into a triangle shape, and the reason for that will become apparent once I've tied it. So you get this nice and tight like this, and tie an overhand knot in it like that. Pinch it where you want the knot, and then pull it down, and then we'll do a second one so it's ready for the next time you want to use it. And you want to leave a bit of a fuse here, if you like, just an end there, something I saw Mark Pictures doing, leaving a longer bit of PVA between the knots. And then what that allows you to do is hook that onto your rig like this, go around your bait, and then hook it on again, and that just stops the bait spinning around, because actually potentially that bait could spin around and get stuck on the point there. So having the PVA like this, it just stops it from spinning around. So next, before you cast it out, what you want to do is try and shuffle the baits into a straight line again, like that, so they're under tension. So we're going to put that in the lake now, and I'm going to show you with a bit of underwater footage why we call it the exploding PVA bag trick. Right guys, so I've got this attached to my inline lead setup here. That's the rig I've just tied. So I'm going to put that in the margins here, hopefully get a bit of underwater footage for you, and you can see how this presents itself in the water. I think you'll agree it looks pretty awesome, and can be a major edge for you this coming winter, so check it out. Right guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. As promised earlier, I just thought I'd share a couple of little edges that I've got with this rig that help just make it that little bit more effective. One is just below your shrink tube there, where you've got that stripped back bit of braid. You just want to give that a little wiggle, a little move, a little rub between your fingers, and it just loosens up the fibres, and it helps that rig turn a lot quicker when the fish comes, you know, whichever direction they're coming from. You'll be able to turn just that little bit better. It gives you a really supple section. Also, as I've already said, once you've steamed your curve there, you want to steam the rest of the rig. It gives it a little bit of rigidity and straightens it out, and just makes it kick nicely away from the lead when it's falling through the water. And then finally, like I said earlier, the loop that you tie needs to be perhaps 2.5 inches long, something like that. That's attached to a quick link there. It allows you to quickly change the rigs after you've caught a fish. I normally leave the fish in the water in the net, and then change the rig and cast out again, just in case there's still fish feeding on the spot, you know, and then you can deal with the fish in the net And yeah, I use a longer loop there which helps it kick away, and a nice bit of silicone tubing which also stops it tangling in flight, sort of keeps it away from the lead. And that's about it really. So if you've enjoyed the video, remember to leave a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe as well if you've enjoyed it and you want to see more carp fishing videos such as this one. And I've got lots of exciting hints and tips to show you in the next few videos, and also I'll keep you up to date with how my fishing's been going. So thanks very much for watching, and tight lines everyone.